What's up, y'all? We are Three Scoops on a Sunday. I am your host, Brittany J. We also have a brand new co-host, Lonnie P. Y'all welcome him. And we have Miss Ava Divine. We are in season 2 of Three Scoops on a Sunday. And we want to start off with a recap of 2022. So, guys, what were some of your lessons of 2022? Did you have any goals? If you did, how did that go?
I gotta say, 2022 was one of those really interesting years where I think prior to it in 2021, I had certain expectations of what 2022 was going to shape out to be. And it was very clear from the beginning of the year that that was not going to be the case. It was challenging, but I feel like it was challenging for me in one of the most profound ways. I ended up somewhere that I was not expecting to be at all. And right. I had a fit about it for a little bit, like an internal conflict with it. And I was just like, oh, what the heck is going on? I thought I was supposed to be doing this. I was supposed to be doing that. I turned 30, and it wasn't exactly everywhere I wanted to be, but by the time I hit 30. So there was a lot of internal conflicts going on about where I was compared to where I had hoped and expected to be at the time. But, the universe is a funny way of really introducing solid life lessons to you. And yeah. I needed to be where I was because it really gave me the space to work on the things that I need to work on without the distractions. And that was a big lesson for me. Not only that, but I realized how much I'm capable of in 2022. I did things that I hadn't done before. I started doing arts, art, and I was really, really good at it, and have a whole TikTok on it, and that's been going really, really well. Had an art show, you know what I mean? I wrote a novel, I started this podcast and just all these things that I would have never expected to do, but that I ended up doing. And it proved to me just how capable I am of things that I never even would have fathomed in some cases, and that's a really eye-opening
it's empowering, right?
Yes, it's so empowering. And it's I don't know, it was a good year. There were some challenges, of course, but despite everything, I came out of it so much wiser and knowledgeable and experienced, and I loved it. I loved it. I didn't accomplish all the goals that I had set out to accomplish, but I accomplished other goals, right. Unexpected goals, goals that maybe at some point I thought were unobtainable. I accomplished all those. So 2022 was a surprising year for me. It was full of surprises.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
How about you, Lonnie?
So, yes, 2022 was different. I won't say it was bad. I won't say it was good. It was just different. It was a learning year. So, like Ava said, in 2021, the end of 2021, I knew that something had to change because I was starting to lose passion with my current business. I'm in the financial industry. And so going into 2022, it was just rough those first few months. It was like, what am I doing wrong? What is going on? Why is nothing working out for me the way that I would see it working out? Kind of like what you're saying, things were just coming in that you never would have even expected.
Yeah.
And so I have been looking into my human design for probably about 3 or 4 years. And so I kind of understood it a little bit more going into 2022, because that was my main focus the end of 2021. So I'm a projector. The
Really?
projector, yes, I'm a projector. So the projector is pretty much the leader. They pretty much guide people. They
Okay.
inspire people to do things. And so my problem was I always felt like I had to do something. Like, I'm like, nope, that's not enough. Like I didn't feel satisfied with my work. I'm like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going until I get it done. And so when I finally sat back and let it, like I relaxed, like my most profitable month was the month that I didn't do absolutely anything. And so I sat back, I kicked my feet up. I was just like, okay, we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna trust God to push me through this. The universe, like it's gonna work. And my most profitable month, it was in April, and it was just going really good. I did still feel like there was something missing. And it was my business. Even though my business was doing good, it was kind of just like, this is not me. This is not what I want to do. I was learning more about myself. I started to tap more into my spirituality. I ended up joining my favorite pastors, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts' church last year.
I love her.
I started to get very spiritual last year. And so it's so crazy because I went through a spiritual awakening in March, right before everything happened. And I felt like I needed to do that spiritual awakening because I felt like there was going to be so much coming to me, and I needed to prepare myself mentally and spiritually because, you know, if you're not in alignment with spirit, then things can go left.
I know
and
that's
so, and I had already dealt with enough. So I thought.
You said I've learned enough lessons.
So I ended up transitioning from a franchise and started my own business, even though I knew that me starting the business, I didn't want to do the business. I wanted to get to the point where I could hire people to run the business for me. So I started it. I ended up putting out my products, selling my products. That first month of selling my products, I think I made like $12,000 off of my products that month. And it's so crazy because I had my products completed in May, and I didn't release them until August. And I was just like, I was conflict. I'm like, Spirit's not telling me to release it yet, so I need to hold off. So fast forward, September, I hit a roadblock, and it was like everything just started spiraling down. And I'm just like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? And so that's when I felt like I was getting pulled in closer to God. And so it was like, okay, God, like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what my life, I don't know what I asked for that's got me going through this, but can we please rush me through this, because this is not it. Like mentally, I went through it. I was in like a really bad, well, not bad. I was in a dark place, and it took me 2 months to pull myself completely out of it. I had never let myself get into that. I never let myself get into that type of position. And I honestly feel like that was put in my life to make me the version of who I claim I want to be.
Yeah.
So, he came to me a few times and kept saying, you know, spirit coach, your purpose, spirit coach. And when it finally clicked, I was just like, okay, I'll wait until I have it. I'll wait until I get everything settled. And he's just like, no, you need to do it now. I messed around and I disobeyed again. And that's where the issues come into place. When you disobey spirit, a lot of people don't understand your intuition is real. And 99.9% of the time that your intuition is like active, it's real. Like, you just go with it. And I can tell you now, every time that I've gone against what intuition has told me, it went left. And so I was just like, okay, I'm going to do it. Just let me get settled. And all of a sudden, someone reached out to me, not even knowing that's the
lane,
the path that I was getting ready. Yeah, they didn't know that was the path I was going down. And so they had introduced me to a program, and I ended up signing up for a program. And pretty soon I'll be a certified spirit or mindset coach. So that's my 2022.
Congratulations. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And it's actually very wonderful to hear how much in alignment we are in, because, I didn't know, that these things you were going through, we check in, but, we were going through some things, 2022 was very interesting. I cannot say 2022 was a bad year for me. I am ultimately so grateful for 2022. Like, through all of the challenges, through all of the lessons, like, I have really stepped into a new level of myself. Like, I trust myself more. I'm more self-aware. Like, even when I'm not showing up the way I know I can, like, I'm aware. I'm more compassionate towards myself. I did say I trust myself, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But one of the two biggest lessons was me trusting myself and courage. Like, when it comes, you can even, not that you guys would, but just for the sake of me saying this, you could ask Abba. At the beginning of 2022, I had a lot of fear. You can ask Lonnie when he met me. I had a lot of fear. I was just scary. I don't even know why, but I was so scary. And I had to,
You were a caterpillar. Now you're a beautiful butterfly, girl.
Yeah. Oh, look where you at now.
Yeah. But I had to work through those fears. And for me, in learning how to work through those fears, that's where I learned, like, courage, because fear is not something that it necessarily goes away. It's natural to the human to experience fear. There's a thing of a healthy amount of fear, right? So I learned, in order for me to face my fears, was to be courageous. And so instead of trying to wait until I don't have any fear to go for something, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go for it despite me having fear. And so, yeah, 2022 was a very, it was interesting. I feel like it was a big classroom, like, a lot I've learned and I've grown in a lot of ways. And from that, I now, do the spiritual coaching, the tarot readings. I do the podcast. This is something I've always wanted to do. I just overall create content. I bless people. I've been blessed with clients. Like, I'm official. It's just been beautiful. I'm just excited to see where it goes, seriously.
Yes, I love that for you.
Yay. Shout out to 2022. Yes. 2023 be good to us.
Right. Now,
because you didn't break me.
We'll be reclaiming it from the jump. We're claiming it.
That's right.